Most people don't realize it, but the words they speak every day are shaping their entire lives. From the time we learn to talk, we're taught what to say, how to say it, and what it all means. But underneath all those everyday words are hidden meanings, invisible boundaries, and quiet instructions about how we should live, what we should believe, and who we should be. It all happens slowly. Bit by bit, these words become part of us. We use them without thinking. We speak in ways that feel natural, but often we're just repeating what we've been taught. Words that come from school, family, TV, the news, and everything in between. And many of those words are holding us back. You've probably felt it before. Like you're living a life that isn't fully yours. Like you're chasing goals that were never truly yours to begin with. Like your beliefs, your routines, and your dreams were chosen for you long before you even knew you had a choice. That's the quiet power of language. It's not just a way to talk. It's a system of control, a map that keeps you walking the same path day after day, even when you're meant to be somewhere else. But there's something powerful hiding in this idea. If words can hold you back, they can also set you free. When you start to understand the deeper power of language, you can begin to change it. You can choose words that lift you up instead of keeping you small. You can speak in ways that open new doors. You can write a new story for yourself, one that actually feels like yours. The way we speak is a reflection of how we think. And how we think shapes how we feel, what we believe, and what we expect from life. That's why changing your words can change your world. Some words are more than they seem. Take spelling, for example. It doesn't just mean putting letters together. It's linked to the idea of casting spells. Long ago, people believed words held magical power. Today, we use that same word without even noticing the connection. But the truth is still there. Every time you speak, you are shaping reality, yours and the world around you. Other words carry hidden meanings too. Contract can be broken down into con and track, suggesting a trap, a tricky path. A contract might seem like a fair deal, but it also binds you, often locking you into rules and restrictions. It's a promise, yes, but also a limitation. Then there's human. If you look closely, you can see who and man. Who has been linked to light or spirit, and man to the physical form. This word reminds us that we are more than just bodies. We are beings of light and energy. But we're rarely taught to see ourselves that way. Even the word awake has layers. It sounds like awake, the ceremony after death. That connection is no accident. Waking up, in a deeper sense, means letting go of an old version of yourself. It means shedding the beliefs and habits that no longer serve you. It's a kind of death, but also a new beginning. Morning sounds like morning. Each morning, many people step back into a life that feels routine, predictable, or even a little sad. It's a small reminder that the way we talk about our day affects how we feel about it. Words shape emotions, and emotions shape our experiences. Look closer at the systems around us, and you'll see how deeply language is used to control and guide our thinking. A court summons doesn't just mean you have to show up. In magic, to summon means to call forth a spirit. In law, it means someone has power over your presence. It's not just a message, it's a command. The word government is made of govern and ment. To govern is to rule. Ment relates to the mind. So government, at its root, can mean controlling the mind. That might sound harsh, but think about how laws, education, and media shape the way we think from childhood. Your occupation is more than your job. To occupy means to take up space. Your job doesn't just fill your day, it can take over your thoughts, your energy, even your identity. You become what you do, often without realizing it. A mortgage is another word with a hidden meaning. Mort means death. Gage is a pledge. A mortgage is a death pledge, a long-term promise that binds you to debt and responsibility. It's not just about buying a home. It's about tying yourself to a system, one payment at a time. These words are everywhere. They seem ordinary, but they carry quiet messages that shape how we live and think. But you're not stuck with them. You can choose new ones. You can speak in a way that empowers you instead of limiting you. When you say something out loud, your brain listens. It doesn't just hear the words, it starts to believe them. If you say, "I'm not good enough," over and over, your brain starts to build that belief into your reality. But if you say, "I'm growing stronger every day," something starts to shift. That's the power of neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to change based on what you repeat and believe. This change doesn't happen overnight. Saying, "I'm a millionaire," won't suddenly put money in your pocket. But saying it again and again can shift your mindset. And that new mindset can lead to new ideas, new choices, and eventually new results. The words plant the seed. We see this same energy in everyday things. Alcohol, for example, comes from a word that once meant spirit. In ancient times, people believed alcohol separated the soul from the body, allowing outside influences in. That's why we still call alcoholic drinks spirits. It's not just about fun, it's about changing your state of being. Water has its own mystery. Some scientists believe water can hold memory, that it reacts to thoughts, words, and emotions. If that's true, then even something as simple as drinking water could carry intention. You could drink in peace, joy, or healing just by changing the energy around it. Fasting isn't just for health. It's a way to reset the body and clear the mind. When you fast, you break away from patterns. You give yourself space to reflect, grow, and reconnect with your higher self. It's a powerful practice, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually too. Music is another powerful force. It's not just sound, it's emotion, rhythm, and message. The songs you listen to shape your mood, your thoughts, and sometimes even your beliefs. A catchy tune can stick in your head for days. That's not an accident. It's repetition. It's programming. And it works whether you notice it or not. Even in court, we see how language treats people as energy. You're charged, kept in a cell, and handled like a unit. It's as if society sees people as parts of a machine. But you're not a battery. You're a living being. You have the power to create, to give and receive energy in ways that go far beyond rules and routines. Your words are your tools. They're not just for talking. They're for building. You can use them to build fear, or you can use them to build freedom. Every word you say is a choice. Every sentence is a step forward or a step back. So pay attention. Listen to yourself. Are you speaking from love or fear? From freedom or habit? The more aware you become, the more power you'll have to change your life. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being conscious. It's about choosing to speak like your words matter, because they do. They create thoughts, thoughts create feelings, and feelings lead to action. That's how change begins. You don't have to keep following the old script. You can write your own. You can speak your truth, live your purpose, and create your own path. And it all begins with the words you choose to say today. The world isn't just something you live in, it's something you help shape. And your words are one of the most powerful ways you do that. So start using them on purpose. Speak with intention. Choose words that match the life you want. Because the truth is, you are not powerless. You are the author of your story. And every word you say is a new page in the life you're writing. Have you ever stopped to think about the things you say to yourself every day? Simple phrases like, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never get it right," may seem harmless, but they actually hold a lot of power. These words act like little spells. When repeated often, they shape how you think, feel, and experience life. The good news: you can change those spells. You can choose better ones. Instead of putting yourself down, you can start lifting yourself up. It's like flipping a switch, and it can change your whole life. Talking to yourself kindly isn't just about feeling better. It can actually change your brain. Science shows that positive self-talk helps you feel more confident, more motivated, and more at peace. It's like planting seeds in your mind. The more you speak with love, encouragement, and hope, the more those seeds grow into a stronger, more joyful version of yourself. You're not just talking, you're creating. You are shaping your reality with every word. There's a saying that goes, "I create what I speak." That's not just some motivational quote. It's rooted in ancient wisdom. The word abracadabra, which many people think is just for magic tricks, actually comes from a phrase that means, "I create as I speak." People long ago understood that words have energy. They believed that the way we speak can bring things into existence. And guess what? They were right. Even today, most of us are still casting spells without knowing it, speaking thoughts and ideas into our lives through the words we use. But now that you know the truth, you have a choice. Will you keep saying things that hold you back, or will you speak words that help you grow? The magic is already in your mouth. You just have to use it wisely. There's also something fascinating called linguistic determinism. This idea suggests that the language we speak doesn't just help us describe the world, it actually shapes how we see it. In other words, the words you use can change the way you think. People who speak different languages even experience things like time, emotions, and colors in unique ways. What? Because language shapes their perception. Language works like a pair of glasses you wear without realizing it. It filters everything. Some words even carry meanings we don't notice. For example, the word mortgage comes from Latin roots that mean death pledge. That's a pretty serious and heavy way to think about a loan. Then there are common sayings like, "Money doesn't grow on trees." Phrases like that sound innocent, but they quietly teach us to see the world as full of limits. They make us believe that success or wealth is rare or hard to reach, and that belief sticks with us. So how do you shift this? Start by listening to yourself. Notice the words you use each day. Are they helping you, or are they holding you down? If you hear yourself say, "I can't afford this," try changing it to, "How could I make this happen?" If you think, "This is too hard," try saying, "What can I learn from this?" These simple switches might seem small, but they can open up new ways of thinking. Words don't just carry meaning, they carry energy. Scientists have even studied how words affect water molecules. Positive words like love and thank you cause the water to form beautiful, symmetrical crystals. Negative words like hate and fear led to broken, messy shapes. Since our bodies are made mostly of water, this raises an interesting idea. What if the words we use actually change us physically, not just mentally? Plants show a similar response. Studies have shown that plants grow better when they're spoken to kindly or exposed to soft, uplifting music. On the other hand, if you yell at a plant or ignore it completely, it might stop growing or even wilt. This tells us that living things, not just people, respond to the energy in words. Your words don't just affect you, they affect the space around you and the people in it. So when you speak with love, hope, or joy, you're doing more than just making yourself feel better. You're changing your energy, your environment, and your life. That's real power, and you already have it. You've probably noticed this power before. Think about how it feels when someone says, I love you. Now compare it to when someone says, I hate you. Those two phrases feel completely different, right? That's because words have vibration. They create real reactions in your body. You can feel the difference in your chest, your breath, even your mood. By paying attention to your everyday words, you can begin to shape your life more intentionally. Try switching out common negative phrases for more positive ones. Instead of saying, I always mess up, try saying, I'm learning every day. Instead of, I can't, say, I'm figuring it out. These small shifts may seem simple, but over time, they create big changes in how you see yourself and what you believe you can do. You may have heard of affirmations, those short, positive statements like, I am strong, or I am successful. Maybe you've even tried using them, only to feel like they didn't work. That's a common experience. Here's why. Affirmations only work when your subconscious mind believes they're possible. If the words don't feel true, your mind might reject them. So instead of jumping to huge affirmations that feel fake, start with ones that feel real and believable. If I'm rich feels like a stretch, try, I'm learning how to create more abundance. Speak to yourself in a way that feels true, and your mind will start to accept it and build on it. Your subconscious mind is always working, like a factory in the background. It takes in everything, the words you hear, the thoughts you repeat, the beliefs you carry, and it uses all that to shape your life. Most of the time, you don't even realize it's happening. From a young age, you started picking up ideas from your parents, teachers, friends, and media. Over time, those ideas became beliefs, and many of them are still running your life today. The great news is you can reprogram this mental factory. One powerful tool is visualization. When you imagine yourself doing something successfully and pair that image with positive words, your brain starts to believe it's real. That's why athletes visualize winning races or making perfect shots. It's mental training. And it works. You can use this too. Take a few minutes every day to picture yourself achieving something important to you. As you visualize it, repeat words that match the feeling, like, I am ready, I am growing, or I've got this. The more often you do this, the more your mind will start building new beliefs that support your goals. All of this starts with one simple step, paying attention to your words. Notice the little things you say, even if they feel automatic. Instead of, I can't handle this, try saying, I'm getting stronger every day. These small word changes can lead to big mental shifts. This isn't just wishful thinking or feel-good advice. It's about building a strong mental foundation that supports the life you want to live. When your words line up with your dreams, your mind starts to work with you, not against you. Think of your words like seeds. Every time you speak, you're planting something. Some words grow weeds. Others grow flowers. You get to choose what you plant. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start becoming aware and making small, honest changes. It's amazing how much your world can change when you start using your voice with intention. Your words matter. They shape your beliefs. They create your emotions. They influence your choices. And over time, they build your reality. So ask yourself, are the words you speak helping you or hurting you? Are they opening you up to growth or keeping you stuck in fear and doubt? If you're ready to live a better, more confident life, start by changing your words. Speak kindly to yourself. Choose phrases that feel encouraging. Practice every day. The more you do this, the more you'll notice how powerful your words truly are. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You don't need to know everything or have it all figured out. Just start with your words, because that's where real change begins. You are already a creator, and your words are your tools. Use them with care. Use them with love. and watch as your life transforms in beautiful, unexpected ways. The way we speak, especially to ourselves, has a quiet but powerful effect on our lives. Each word we say or think adds a layer to the way we see ourselves, the world, and what we believe is possible. Over time, this forms the foundation of how we live. When those words are full of doubt, fear, or self-criticism, life starts to feel heavy and difficult. But when we begin using words of hope, strength, and belief, something shifts. It's like the world opens up just a little more. Changing the way we speak doesn't take much. A simple switch from a negative phrase to a positive one can make a big difference. If you catch yourself thinking, "This is too hard," try changing it to, "I'm learning how to handle this." That small shift won't just improve your mood, it will start to change your reality. It might sound too easy to be true, but this habit of replacing limiting thoughts with empowering ones builds strength and confidence, little by little, every day. Imagine going through your day and catching each negative phrase before it settles in. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," you say, "I haven't figured it out yet." Instead of thinking, "This is impossible," you remind yourself, "Others have done this before, I can too." These aren't just positive phrases. They're tools. Tools that change how your brain works, how your body feels, and how you respond to life. Words are more than just sound. They're energy. They carry meaning and emotion, and those meanings shape how we feel and what we do. When you use positive, strong, hopeful language, you begin to change not only your thoughts, but your entire way of being. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be aware. Every word you say can either close a door or open one. It can either limit you or lift you. There's even science behind this. Quantum physics teaches us that observation changes reality. In one famous experiment, scientists found that particles behave differently depending on whether someone was watching. When not observed, they moved like waves, uncertain and full of possibilities. But the moment someone paid attention, the particles chose a specific path. This means that the act of watching alone affected the outcome. Now imagine your words as a kind of observation. Every time you say something, especially something about yourself, you're shining your attention on that idea. You're shaping how reality unfolds, just like those particles. Saying, "I'm not good enough," over and over is like pointing a spotlight on failure. But saying, "I'm getting better every day," is pointing the light toward growth. In that moment, you are gently choosing which version of your future you move toward. This isn't just a feel-good idea, it's backed by real research. Studies show that people who use uplifting language enjoy better health. They have lower stress, stronger immune systems, and even lower risk of depression. Your body responds to your words. When you speak kindly to yourself, your body relaxes, your heart rate improves, and your mind becomes clearer. It's like your whole system says, "Yes, I can do this," just because you chose better words. Think about how often we say things like, "I have to go to work," or "I should go to the gym." Now change those phrases to, "I get to go to work," or "I choose to go to the gym." These small changes make you feel more in control. Instead of feeling trapped, you start to feel empowered. Your language reminds you that you have a choice, that you're not stuck, that you're building something. The more you do this, the more you start to believe it. It becomes natural. You begin speaking as if you already live in the life you want, and your brain and body catch up. In quantum physics, they call this collapsing the wave function. Out of many possible realities, one becomes real when attention is placed on it. So when you say, "I'm becoming healthier," you're not just being hopeful. You're helping that version of you become more real. We're not always taught this. In fact, most people grow up with language that limits them. Phrases like "be realistic" or "don't get your hopes up" are common. People often mean well, But over time, these words build mental walls. They make us feel like we need to play small. But once you notice this pattern, you can change it. You can stop carrying the weight of those old words and start choosing ones that support who you want to be. This awareness extends beyond our personal lives. It's also in the world around us, especially in the media. The way news stories are told has a huge impact on how we feel. If one outlet calls something a riot and another calls it a protest, our emotional response changes. The word alone shapes how we see the event. This is called framing. It's a powerful trick that guides our feelings and beliefs without us realizing it. Another trick used is repetition. When we hear the same phrase again and again, it starts to feel true, even if it isn't. And there's a deeper effect too. It's called the spiral of silence. When the media only shows one side of a story, people with different views feel isolated. They stay quiet, thinking they're alone. Over time, this creates echo chambers where only certain ideas are heard. The media isn't just showing the world. It's shaping what people think the world is. Recognizing this is the first step to freedom. Once you know how powerful language is, you can start to listen more carefully. You can ask, why did they use that word? Or, what feeling are they trying to create here? That awareness gives you your power back. You can choose not to be controlled by someone else's story. And you can take this power into your own mind and body. Your brain is always changing, even as an adult. This is called neuroplasticity. Every time you think a thought, you strengthen the path that thought takes in your brain. If you keep saying, I always mess up, your brain makes that belief stronger. But if you start saying, I'm getting better at this, your brain begins to believe that instead. It's like building a new road and taking it every day until it becomes your normal path. You don't need fancy tools or years of training to do this. You just need to pay attention to your words. Be kind to yourself. Use words that support growth, like I'm learning, I'm healing, I'm becoming stronger, I'm figuring it out. These are words that help you move forward. They are not empty, they are powerful, especially when you use them regularly and with feeling. Imagine a life where your daily language supports your dreams, where every time you speak, you're planting seeds of growth and possibility, where your mind and body feel safe, strong, and inspired because of the words you feed them. That kind of life is possible, and it starts with something as simple as becoming aware of what you say. Try it. For just one day, listen to how you speak. When a negative or limiting thought shows up, pause. Replace it with something more open, more hopeful. Instead of, I'm terrible at this, say, I'm learning and getting better. Instead of, I always mess up, say, I'm growing and improving every day. It might feel strange at first, but with time, these words will start to feel real. They will start to feel like you. You don't need to change who you are to do this. In fact, you'll be uncovering who you've always been before the world told you who you should be. Your words have the power to bring you back to yourself, to create the life that matches the vision you've always had deep down. Each word you say carries weight. It's a choice, a direction, a vibration that ripples out into the world around you. Speak with purpose. Speak with care. Speak as if you're building the future with your words, because you are. Now that you understand how much power language holds, you don't have to wait for change. You can begin now. Every sentence is a step forward. Every phrase is a tool. Every word is an act of creation. Your new reality is ready. It begins with the words you choose today.